Elu'hymn spoke of John the Baptist. Luke 7:1. Now when Elu'hymn had ended all of his sayings, there was a certain man in the audience amongst the people of Capernaum, and when Elu'hymn entered into the city of Capernaum. Luke 7:2. This man's servant, who was dear to him, was very sick, and he was ready to die. Luke 7:3. And when this certain man heard he was in his city, he sent a message to through the elders of the Hebrews and the disciples of Elu'hymn, beseeching them to ask Elu'hymn to come to their synagogue and that he would come and heal his servant. Luke 7:4. And when they came to Elu'hymn, they had besought Elu'hymn, and they asked if he would come quickly. Then he came at their asking, and because they were saying that this man was worthy, and that Elu'hymn should come and do this. Luke 7:5. And because this man was a centurion and that he loved his nation, and because he had helped them to build there a synagogue. Luke 7:6. Then Elu'hymn went with them. And when he was now not far from his house, the centurion sent his friends to him, saying unto him, Elu'hymn, do not bother to come to my house, don't trouble yourself, for I am not worthy that you should come under my roof. Luke 7:7. Therefore I neither thought that I myself was worthy to come to you, but just say the word, and my servant shall be healed. Luke 7:8. For I also am a man set under authority, and having men under me and also many soldiers, and when I would say to one, Go, he then goes. And if I should say to another, Come, he comes, and if I shall say to my servant, Do this, he then does it. Luke 7:9. And when he heard these things, he marveled at his words, and then he turned around and he said to the people that were following him, I say to you, I have not found a man with so much faith, and no one with so much faith which is so great, in such a long time, right here in Israel. Luke 7:10. And when those whom were sent to Elu'hymn returned to the house, they found the servant whom was sick, and he was made whole. Luke 7:11. And it came to pass on the next day, after that he went into a city called Nain. And many people went to see Elu'hymn, and his disciples were with Elu'hymn, and there were much people there. Luke 7:12. Now when he came nigh to the gate of the city, behold, there was a dead man that was being carried out, and whom was the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and many of the people in the city came out to console her. Luke 7:13. And when Elu'hymn saw her, he had compassion on her, and said unto her, Weep not. Luke 7:14. And Elu'hymn came and touched the bier, and they that bare him stood still. And he said, Young man, I say unto thee, arise. Luke 7:15. And then the man who was dead sat up, and began to speak. And then Elu'hymn delivered him from death, and he presented him to his mother. Luke 7:16. And there came a fear on all of the people, and they lauded Elu'hymn, and they glorify Elu'hymn. And they were saying, that a great prophet is now here, and whom has being risen up from amongst us, and that it is Elu'hymn, whom is the sovereign one of heavens and earth, has now come down and is now visiting his people. Luke 7:17. And this was rumored around the earth and all about, and in the great cities, and about Elu'hymn, and as he went forth throughout all the cities in the earth and the sites of Judah, and even throughout all of the regions and round and about them. Luke 7:18. And it was then the disciples of John who told him of all these things. Luke 7:19. And then John called 2 of his disciples, and he sent them to see Elu'hymn, and who asked Elu'hymn, Are you the Holy One, whom is Elu'hymn, and whom is called and Christ, and also whom is known as Elu'hymn, and whom is the Holy Prophet, that should come? Or if not, should we look for another? Luke 7:20. And when the men who searching for came to Elu'hymn, they said, that John the Baptist had sent them to ask you, if you are whom is the sovereign one, whom is Christ and the Holy Prophet that should come? Or if not, should we look for another? Luke 7:21. And in that same hour, cured many of those that were there of their infirmities and from many plagues, and also many that were possessed with evil spirits, and they were delivered, and many that were blind, he gave them back their sight, while the messengers of John were there. Luke 7:22. Then Elu'hymn said unto them, Go back, and tell John what you have seen. And about all the things, what you have seen, and about all the miracles that I have done, and what you have seen and heard. And you tell him how that the blind are seeing, and that the maimed and the cripple are walking, and that the lepers are being cleansed, and that the deaf is being healed, and that they are hearing, and that the dead are being raised, and that to the poor, that the gospel is preached. Luke 7:23, and that they that see me are blessed, and that, yes, I am he. Whom is Elu'hymn, whom is the holy prophet, called Elu'hymn, and the sovereign one. And that I am Christ. And that whosoever shall believe in me shall be blessed, and that he should not be offended, but that he should believe in me, Elu'hymn. Whom is the Almighty, whom came down from heaven. Luke 7:24, and when the messengers of John had departed, Elu'hymn began to speak to the people concerning John, and Elu'hymn was saying, Who did you go into the wilderness to see? Wasn't it John? No, it wasn't a reed that was shaken and that was blowing in the wind. Luke 7:25, and it wasn't me but John, and that was who it was at first, that you all went out to see. And John wasn't a wealthy man that was clothed in soft raiment, nor a noble man, who was gorgeously clothed in white apparel, and who lived delicately, in the king's courts. Luke 7:26, but it was John, whom was dressed in a camel's hair garment. And whom you went out to see? Yes, a true prophet. Yes, I say unto you, that he was much more than a prophet. Luke 7:27, oh yes, he was the prophet whom it was written about in the scriptures, saying, Behold, I, Elu'hymn, shall send my messenger before my face, whom shall prepare the way before me, Elu'hymn, the Holy One, and before the coming of Elu'hymn, whom is the Christ. And before me, whom is the sovereign King of Israel. Luke 7:28, and you shall behold I, Elu'hymn. And I, Elu'hymn, say unto you, that there has risen a great prophet from among you, and from all whom has been born of women. And there wasn't one of the earliest prophets that hasn't already come, that was as great as the prophet John. And I know that I am more greater than John the Baptist, but he isn't the least of the prophets, in the kingdom of Elu'hymn. And you name me one prophet whom you knew that was greater than John. Luke 7:29, because all the people that heard John, even the sinners, and even the publicans and all the others, like the priests and the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and all the others that are justifying themselves, believed John. And even all those who heard John, they believed him, and they were baptized by him, and with the baptism of repentance by John. The end.